inaugural episode of Old Niles Thrompton's Guitar Odyssey. You know, on this channel I'll be reviewing all sorts of beginner guitars, cheap guitars, intermediate guitars, beginner, intermediate, and cheap guitars, and or guitars that I've simply put together by hand. So for the inaugural episode of this channel, I'd like to review a very inexpensive guitar, very reasonably priced by any era, standard, or place, time, and space, at $99 US. Now, I know what you're saying. Old Niles Thrompton, what is this $99 guitar? Where did it come from? How can I get my hands on it? And why would you be so crazy as to feature a guitar like this on any channel, at any place, at any time? Ladies and gentlemen, here it is! This is an Indio guitar from Monoprice that arrived literally within a week. I didn't even get a tracking number. It arrived before I could blink. I woke up one day, it was there. Now, again, for the purported build quality, the price is supposedly phenomenal. But we're not going to know that until we open it up. So, check out the fit, finish, look, feel, smile, taste, etc. Let's get to it. I'll see you at the table. Alright, so I got my knife in hand and I'm ready to cut into this wonderful, decent, luscious, reasonably priced Indio guitar. Let's see what's inside. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright. Check this out. So first of all, we have ourselves a welcome to, thank you for your order, ideally wild, something around the car. Good to know. Thank you, Monoprice, for shipping so quickly and expediently. Second thing is, we have ourselves a wonderful, handy dandy, and reasonably well padded gig bag. A lot of things could happen with this gig bag, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, let's toss this box aside, open this gig bag, and take a look at this guitar. We have ourselves a blonde Telecaster Indio guitar. I'm just gonna yank this out, and voila. Now, there are probably going to be a few things we're going to want to address with this, but let's do that back at the chair.
So the Indio Classic Tele is a standard Telecaster configuration with 2 single coil pickups and a rosewood fretboard on a maple neck. Straight out of the box, it's a pretty good looking guitar. And the one thing I noticed straight up upon looking at this for the first time and gazing at it up and down was there are very few scratches, nicks, or dents, if any, on the body. Now, typically cheaper manufacturers tend to skimp a little bit. Either in the manufacturing process or in the shipping, you may incur at least a few scratches or dents. But in this case, I didn't see anything of note. Clean lines, great machining. Same story with the back of the guitar. Now, the back of the guitar is where some manufacturers of a cheaper nature sometimes tend to cut corners. Of course, they focus on the face, less on the back. You might end up getting a few nicks, runs, scratches, etc. But again, nothing in this case. Now, one of the great things about this guitar is it came pre-drilled and slotted with string ferrules. Now, especially at this price point, this is a great option to have and not something you typically see on cheaper guitars. So great job on this all around in providing this up front. This guitar has a rosewood 22 fret neck with vintage fret wire. Overall, it's a pretty comfortable playing neck. Now, while perhaps not as thin a neck as some other guitars in this category, such as the Squier Affinity Telecaster, it's not exactly a chunky neck, so very playable. This guitar has got a nice satin finish to the maple neck. Some other guitars in this price range that I've played before tend to have a little bit too thin of a satin coat, ending up with more of a bare wood feel and ultimately causing staining. Luckily in this case, it felt just right. As for the all-important fret ends on this guitar, they were not only well cut, but well polished as well. and not going to cut your fingers off when you try to play for the first time. Hardware on this guitar is standard but pretty good. For example, great to see a full metal jack, considering to my knowledge the Squier Affinities still use a plastic jack. It's got the standard import machine heads. These held tune adequately, but if you're going to make one upgrade up front, I would suggest it be swapping out these tuners, as there were a few issues holding tune after a song or two. One issue I did notice was the tone knob seemed to be not quite flush with the control plate, so of course when I pulled it off, took a look at it and then realized that the plastic bushing was pretty much off and impacted in the actual knob itself. Again, a little bit of a quality issue there. As mentioned earlier on, this guitar's got a standard configuration in terms of pickups, standard single coil bridge, and up top you've got a standard neck pickup as well, so nothing too unusual there. Now for a bit of open heart surgery, under the bridge plate, pretty standard single coil pickup, pretty standard routing, no surprises there, looks pretty good. One issue I did note was when I pulled out the string ferrules, a cloud of dust came up in my face. So Monoprice, you might want to have your manufacturer do a little bit of cleaning and quality check before you ship those out. And as we move up towards the neck pickup, I did notice a bunch of crap from the machining process still stuck in the cavity going to the control plate. So again, not too big of a deal, that's all going to be covered up. Now, under the control plate itself, you got your standard dime-sized pots, you got your standard import switch, you got your standard rainbow wiring. Again, no surprises there. The machining seemed okay right up until you get up here, and then you see this little bit of extracurricular machining somebody seems to have done to try to make the control plate fit.
So in terms of this guitar, I've been playing it for a couple days. And for $99 US, I am really impressed. The fit, finish, feel, etc. were all amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would. You know, it's been said many times by many different people on many different channels, and will probably be echoed for the rest of history. In my day, you couldn't get a $99 guitar for this level of quality. And while that may be a little bit cliched, it rings true. This guitar, for all intents and purposes, should be much more. Now, in terms of its applicability to different players, for beginner, definitely an awesome option. You know, you could go for a Squire for probably a couple $100 more, and in my honest opinion, after playing Squires for years and years and years, you're going to get about the same thing at this price point. My personal opinion and take for beginners, spend the 99 bucks for this. Take it to a luthier, get it set up properly, and you got yourself a great playing instrument. No doubt. In terms of intermediate players, I would still recommend this guitar. I think with a little bit of tweaking, maybe a few mods here and there, especially the tuners, you could have yourself a great playing guitar. And for an advanced player, well, you can still hang this in your collection, or if you don't like it, you can always give it away to a relative or a beginner or a school or, who knows. So overall, great guitar in those respects and regards. Now, as I pointed out earlier in the video, there are a few routing and hardware issues which they could pay a little bit more attention to detail to. Now, I'm not saying don't look for perfection in this, but for this price, I'd say I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. A decent guitar all around, and a great platform for modding if you're really into it. In an upcoming video, I'm probably going to be modding this guitar a little bit, including dropping in some stainless steel saddles, probably slapping on an Esquire pickguard, and installing this $40 Hot Rails pickup I got off Wish.com. Should be a fun little project, especially enabling three-way switching on. So once again, thanks for watching, keep on playing, and check out the channel for a whole lot more.